Those were the scenes in Durban, but motorists around the country have been complaining that traffic officers are not stepping up to help at intersections where traffic lights are not working due to load shedding. Let's find out the situation in Joburg. The spokesperson for the Joburg Metropolitan Police Department is Superintendent Wayne Minnaar. Wayne, good afternoon to you. Are your officers directing traffic when the traffic lights don't work?
Good afternoon, Stephen. What we do have is a plan, a traffic management plan when there is load shedding to focus on the main arterials to get traffic into the city as quick as possible in the mornings and to get traffic out of the city in the afternoons as quick as possible, and to focus on the main arterials such as we have Rivonia Road, William Nicol, the main reef roads, Chris Hani roads. So those are the roads where we focus on mainly, because we know we have to perform a 24-hour function where we need to have officers on duty during the day and at night. So that is one of the challenges that we have, because we cannot have officers at all of the intersections that gets affected by load shedding.
Sure. The City of Joburg website says that at any one time, there are about 2,000, I think 2,085 officers in the Joburg Metropolitan Police Department, maybe a few more now. The City of Joburg website, from the number I could see, suggested that at any one time there should be around 700 officers of the JMPD on patrol. Is that a good figure, 700?
Yeah, no, you're quite right.
Okay.
Because we need half on during the day and half on during the night. That's how the shifts have been designed. But the challenge is that when there's rolling blackouts, is that the intersections totally outnumber our officers, and that's where we're having a problem. So what we do is we focus on the main arterials to get traffic in the morning and out in the afternoon.
So 700 officers. Now, some of the intersections, you've spoken about some of the bigger ones, you need more than one officer. I mean, at some you might need three. I've seen plenty of times in the past, before the pandemic, but in the past, you would have often two officers at some of the big intersections, for example. So how many intersections are you really able to manage? I mean, could we expect to see, in peak time during load shedding, could people in Joburg expect to see officers at 300 intersections?
You see, if we had the exact grid from Eskom and the schedule according to when exactly they're going to go off in a specific area and when it's coming on again, then we will be able to deploy more accurately. But right now, we have to, it's about look and see where the traffic is most congested, and then get officers there as quick as possible to pull the traffic through. And as you quite rightly say, we look at the bridge on top of the November 1 at William Nicol. There we need at least 6 officers, 3 on either side at the on and off ramps.
Okay. You say Eskom. The fact is that we know what the load shedding picture is. We know often 24 hours in advance. We don't always know how bad it's going to be. But in the city of Joburg, outside most of Soweto, outside parts of Sandton, the actual timetable is from the city of Joburg, right? Because it's from City Power. So you must be able, I mean, I know in advance when my house is going off. You must know when there are going to be intersections that are off.
No, you see, the schedule that we have, or the schedule or the times that we get from Eskom, it's not precise.
But the times, but Wayne, the times come from the city of Joburg is the point. They come from City Power, not just Eskom.
Yeah, but you see, for us, it's about being able to get officers there where the congestion is the most. It doesn't help putting an officer at an intersection where there's no congestion. We must get the officers where the traffic is the most to get the traffic moving again.
Okay, let me put it to you another way. We knew on Monday night that there'll be load shedding at least stage 4, say yesterday morning, right? So there was at least, let's call it 36 hours notice, correct?
Yes, no, that's correct.
Okay, and I don't know about the app that you have on your phone, Wayne, but I live in the city of Joburg, and City Power can tell me through that app, there are plenty of them, can tell me, I mean, if I want to know months in advance where, if there's stage 1 or stage 2 load shedding, when my house will be off. And as a result of that, I'm sure that the Joburg Metropolitan Police Department are able to predict where there would be traffic. I'm sure anyone could do it, where traffic would back up if there's stage 1 load shedding or stage 2 load shedding, from the timetable that is actually created by the city that the Joburg Metropolitan Police Department belong to.
Within an area, if there are 1,700 intersections or make it 2,000 intersections, then where do we place the 700 officers? We have to go there where the congestion is the most.
But Wayne, the point I'm making is that you know whether it is easy to predict where the congestion is going to be. You can ask anyone who watches traffic for a living. There are plenty of people who do that. They'll be able to tell you. People who drive would be able to tell you. The City of Joburg must be able to tell you. And the JMPD, I'm sure, no.
No, you're right. We can deploy there, but the intersections are far more than the amount of officers on duty.
Sure, I get that. So what I'm slightly surprised by, Wayne, is that you can't tell us roughly how many intersections we could expect to see Joburg Metropolitan Police officers at.
No, because as I say, some of the intersections require 2 or 3 or more officers, depending on the size of the intersection. So we can't say we're going to have 1 officer there when there are 4 officers required.
Sure. You've got 700 officers at any one time. You confirmed that for me earlier. You've got 700 officers at any one time actually on the beat. Eskom can tell you often, sometimes it doesn't, I accept that, but often gives us at least 24-hour notice of stages of load shedding. We all have load shedding schedules on our phones or wherever we want them. We can print them out, put them on the fridge. We all know where there's going to be load shedding, and anyone can work out where there's going to be congestion. So let me ask the question again. With 700 police officers, with the ability to foresee where the congestion would be, can we expect, I mean, should we be taking pictures and putting them on Twitter? Can we expect to see JMPD officers at 200 intersections, 300 intersections? The fact is, Wayne, the suspicion is, and the reason that I go down this route, the suspicion is that your members don't want to do traffic duty. That's the suspicion, I'm afraid.
You see, unfortunately, there are more intersections than there are officers. We would like to have an officer at each and every intersection, but it's not possible. So we deploy the officers there where the congestion is at its worst.
Okay, but that's foreseeable. So back to my original point. 700 officers, you must know the City of Joburg. The JMPD knows the City of Joburg very well. We know in advance when the load shedding is going to be. We know where the congestion is going to be. Surely you can, I don't know, spend a minute and work out how many intersections you can reasonably cover.
But that's what we're doing. We're deploying where the officers are needed most.
Okay, so how many intersections is that?
But you and I both agree that there are 700 officers that need to be deployed.
Right. And we also agree that some intersections require more than 1 officer. So can we at the very least presume that there'll be 100 intersections that are covered?
No, Stephen. You and I are not going to get anywhere with this interview. Let's say that we are trying our best. We are deploying officers at intersections where the congestion is at its worst. We have even got 100 more points persons from the Outshield Insurance Group assisting us where it's possible. But there's just not enough to cover all of the intersections.
I accept this. I mean, I completely accept this. But that's not the question. The question is, how many intersections do you expect to be able to cover at any one time? And I mean, if you've got 700 officers, and the highest number of officers that you might need at one intersection is 6, it must be over 100. Must be. Don't know if we've lost the connection to you, Wayne Minnaar.
Hello.
Hello, Wayne. Yes.
You're breaking up now. I can't hear you.
My question was, if you've got 700 officers and the highest number of officers you might need at any one intersection is 6, it must be over 100 intersections that you could reasonably cover. That would be a legitimate expectation.
But then the balance of the officers, we would deploy where the congestion is at its worst. We're not going to put an officer at an intersection where there's no congestion. It's about for officers to be able to look and see where the congestion is at its worst and then do duty there.
Wayne Minnaar, thank you very much indeed. The spokesperson for the Joburg Metropolitan Police Department. In a moment,